Saludos familia! Today's celebration, if you made it this far, it's time to celebrate. By the end of the 5-day time management challenge, by today, you should have moved the needle closer to your goal, meaning you're feeling right now you accomplished something. You also were supposed to have some side effects, some side benefit, like having a better night of sleep, not feeling drained at the end of the night. I'm feeling great. I'm a little bit stressed, but it's not because of time management. It's because I don't know anything about my family in Puerto Rico. Right now I'm trying to arrange a flight to go and bring some supplies and some things to the West Coast, but that's a different conversation. Time management. Side benefits are great, so hopefully you did everything I advise you to do. But in the case that you skip or you didn't do something and you're not feeling the full side effects, you're still not moving the needle closer to your goal, maybe you don't feel as energetic as I am, being today is the best day ever. Let's recap. Let's do a recap. The first thing we went over was to plan the perfect day. And that's important because it allows you to put in the schedule, to plan, to intentionally start your day with what matters to you the most. If not, if you don't do that, if you don't plan your perfect day, you're going to show up to your office, you're going to go to your desk, you're going to open email and social media, and you're going to start doing what other people tell you what to do. And your goals in your personal life, and your family, and your exercise, your mental health, is going to take a backseat. It's just how it is. So that's why it's so important to start by planning your perfect day. You also will have a visualization. You also will see, once you block the time in your calendar, you will see how you're spending your day. And you will, by seeing it, you will make smarter decisions. And it will allow you that in this follow-up, this upcoming week, to eliminate what didn't work and start plugging things and rearranging and adjusting the time to things to what work. So maybe you block an hour for social media, but you did it in 30 minutes. So you now know that this week when you do your planning, it only took you 30 minutes. So now you have something else that you can do. Maybe go for that run that you really wanted to, or go on a lunch date. That's simple. That's simple like that. In Day 2, we cover the 5-minute refocusing strategy. We're all humans. We get distracted. People come and interrupt us. Something happened. So the idea with this strategy is to help you get back in track between appointments. Eventually, you're going to start noticing the patterns. For example, things that interrupt you, and you will consciously set your day to avoid those things. And that's the whole reason behind analyzing between appointments what's happening, and also about blocking your time in your calendar, because you can visualize, and once you become aware, you have a choice to make. And that's simple. Let me double check to make sure that the live feed is going, and I'm going to, let's see, the live feed is going. Yeah, so far so good. Let's see, Day 6 celebration. Today is a different water, clear American water, orange mandarin, or mandarin orange. This one tastes better than the other one I had the other day. Yeah, so let me go back here. I gotta close Facebook because I just posted that I'm working with Spirit Airlines and JetBlue to see if they allow me to bring supplies in the plane. And obviously some people are jumping to try to help, and I appreciate that help. So we started with planning the perfect day. Then we set ourselves to get back in focus. Something new every time you have a change, especially whether it's, like the beginning of the year, you start with a goal of exercising and looking sharp, and then something happened that you get sidetracked. But so the idea of this second day, the refocusing strategy, is to avoid you getting off track. So between appointments, you look what you did the previous hour, and if something went bad, then let's see how can we figure out and avoid those things. And if everything went well, then reinforce and keep doing those habits. But by you becoming conscious and aware of what are you doing, you can make smarter decisions. Day 3, I went over what is called the 5-minute or 5-second rule. That's a new concept for me because I used to practice the 10-second rule, meaning we are training ourselves to make faster decisions. For example, I was in the bed early today, and Puerto Rico is in my mind, and I started thinking about Puerto Rico. So I opened Facebook, I started tweeting, I started see how I can arrange a plane. But I got things to do here as well, and so I counted 5, 3, 2, 1. And automatically, I got out of the bed and I got moving. The same thing when I caught myself watching TV. It's just, I'm watching TV, but yes, I became aware, but for some reason, I was there. I wasn't getting up. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and it's just like that, like magic. I got up. This technique, the 5-second rule, I started using recently. I used to use the 10-second rule, and I learned that rule from a guy named Robert Plank. And I remember we were gathering. We were in a conference. We were going to lunch, and people started, I want to go here. No, whatever you want. And it was back and forth. And he said, well, if you don't make a decision in 10 seconds or less, I'm making it for you. And that was like a shift for me because sometimes we overthink things. We just need to take action, especially on business. We need to take action. We need to gain that momentum and maintain momentum, producing content, marketing, any idea you have. Instead of just writing it down, why not executing it? It's magical once you start taking more action. Day 4, we went over what I said is the strategic to-do list. But the whole idea, and again, day 1, you plan your day, you became aware of what you're doing. Day 2, you got out of track, and by you doing a 5-minute refocusing strategy, you can get back in track. So again, you're being aware, you're becoming aware of what are you doing. And then day 3 is this, the 5-second rule. It's just you're aware. It's all about being aware and taking action once you're aware. So that's why the strategic to-do list is so important as well, because now that you plan your day, you know what is getting you off track, and what you need to do to focus. You're becoming aware of your procrastination. Now is the time to start looking, okay, maybe I'm putting the wrong things on my to-do list. Maybe I'm putting things in my calendar, in my to-do list that are not getting my needle closer to my goal, that are not moving the needle. And that's important because sometimes you and I put things because at the moment, okay, it sounds smart. Okay, I need to do that. You really, really, really need to do that? Or can something else will make a bigger impact in your life right now, today? And 9 times out of 10, we're putting the wrong things in the to-do list. So we have to take feelings aside and prioritize. And it's simple. I gave 4 categories, and it's the categories that I learned through studying the GTD system, and it works. It's important and urgent. Those are the things that people do the most, and those are the things that you want to minimize. Putting out fires, and I see it constantly on business owners that putting out constant fires and solving problems, and you're in a reaction mode all the time, and that's not going to allow you to move closer to your goal. Whether you're trying to increase your sales, you're trying to spend more time with the family, putting out fires will not get you that end goal. Period. It will put a band-aid on what's going on. So the solution with important and urgent is to minimize and actually solve the root cause of the problem. What you want to really put your time into is what is important and not urgent. That will get you what you want. So if you want to be fit, then important and not urgent is to exercise. It's important, but it's not. It doesn't have it's not urgency. But you block time in your calendar to do that. Your family is important, and it's not urgent right now. But until they decide to leave you, then you start putting a band-aid, and that's why you need to start doing it now. Making that follow-up phone call, sending that email, posting on social media, creating that video, etc., etc., etc. But again, that's why yesterday we went over the delegation, because if you don't have time but it's important, you can delegate that to other people to do. And then there are other two categories: that not important and urgent, and then not important, not urgent, and definitely stay away from those as much as possible. The not important, not urgent, you should not have in your to-do list, period, at all. So delegation, yesterday I gave you homework, and if you complete it and you left a comment, then you should have by now a solution. My advice. But in a nutshell, my advice is to start automating as much as you can before you start delegating, because my experience with young entrepreneurs and most business owners is that you don't know how to give proper instructions, and then when the employee or the new virtual assistant don't do what you ask them to do, you get upset because you start blaming and shifting the blame to the other person because they didn't do what you asked them. But if the question is, did you explain it the right way? And what I've seen, my experience is no. So I advise entrepreneurs, managers, local business owners to start documenting the process, creating documents of how you do things, taking screenshots, 1, 2, 3 steps. And at one point, you can give that document to somebody, and with no verbal instruction from you, the person should be able to follow step by step that process. And that's when you become ready to start delegating when you are busy, especially for an entrepreneur and a business owner. Yes, you can take the time to create the process when you hire somebody and train him. In my opinion, that's not the right way to do. Yes, it can be done, but that's not the right way to do it. So, with that said, see what you can automate. If you left a comment on things that you do all the time, you would have received a comment from me or a message saying, do this, or this is my suggestion, or here's a resource to help you automate that, minimize the errors, give you more time. But delegation, the way that delegation should work is, you should know what your process looks like before you give it to somebody else. If not, you are in trouble. And that's a wrap up. If you did all this, congratulations. Your time management is to a great start. Now repeat it all over again. See how much more you can improve. It will take you places you never thought you start with what's possible. And you start with doing what's necessary, then doing what is possible, and then what is you will be doing what you never thought you will be able to do. Because it's I hear it all the time. Angel, how come you do so much? Do you have a bunch of employees? You have a twin? You name it. I heard that comment all the time, and because this is exactly what I do. I move the needle in the things that matter the most, and I want you to do the same thing. So, however, if you still want to discuss further in a more private way, I'm gonna give you a chance to do that with me. We can talk about your email management, your inbox problems. That's a big problem in today's age. I just created a screenshot that I received over 10,000 emails last month, and I'm gonna post it on social media so you can see. Actually, I'm gonna post it here. I'm gonna post it on the description. Over 10,000 emails, and I think I sent about 400. That's a lot. That's a lot. You want to talk about, if you want productivity pointers, work-life balance, goal settings, technology, you name it. I'm going to give you a chance at a discounted price just because you completed all 5 days. That's the only reason. You already did the hard work. I'm just going to tweak, give you some pointers and tweak what you're already doing based on your specific questions and needs. So if you want to do that, I'm going to post a link and you can PayPal me. Instead of the normal $100, I'm just going to ask you for $20. And I want you to be committed for $20. It's nothing cheap, chump change, but at least something to get you committed. And it's a discount for completing the 5-day time management challenge. You did the hard work, so I'm just going to recompense you with this discount and my time as well. Anyhow, I would love to hear your benefits. How your life changed in the last 5 days? Send me some message. Give me some love. I gave you 5 days of advice. At no charge. The only thing I'm asking is you implement what I advise, and if you are feeling like it, give me some results. What are you doing? Anyhow, hope you're having a fantastic day. And again, congratulations on completing these 5 days. See you in the next challenge. Peace out.